This is not another explanation. It's an orientation. Most of what we're being offered right now is instruction. How to optimize, how to heal faster, how to become someone else. This isn't that. This channel doesn't exist to fix you, doesn't exist to motivate you, and it doesn't exist to give you answers that you can carry like tools. First and foremost, the remembering is my mythic stance, stitched together from the places where science, spirit, trauma, and wonder refuse to remain separate. It's meant to help you orient, to notice where you actually are in time, in grief, in meaning, before anyone tells you what you should do next. I didn't arrive here through religion or philosophy or self-help. I arrived here through survival. For 18 years, I've worked on the downtown east side in Vancouver, mental health and addictions. It's a place where suffering isn't theoretical and meaning is something that you have to assemble out of whatever pieces you've got remaining. It was there in detox hallways and alleyway resurrections, late night conversations balanced between revelation and despair, that I began to collect the fragments that are now finding their shape inside this channel. It was that work, along with years of YouTubing and countless Wikipedia rabbit holes, that I learned to see the nervous system as a storyteller and to recognize my own neurodivergence as a constraint that's quietly shaped my life and my way of thinking. Pattern first, language mediated, and attentive to signal before story. All my life, I've carried questions that felt too heavy to speak aloud. What is consciousness for? Why does meaning flicker when we need it the most? What endures when identity falls apart? How do you find the courage to keep your heart open in a world that feels like it's closing? Why do some people break while others transform? I read and wrote to survive those questions, and now I'm choosing to share what I've discovered, along with a single crucial caveat. Anything I believe, I reserve the right to disbelieve as well. And with that being said, if you're tired of being improved instead of understood, stay. Orientation comes before solutions, before action, before certainty. I want this to be a place where you can sit around honestly with me. One nervous system speaking to another across the noise. Now, it's important that I clarify that when I say remembering, I don't mean recalling facts or returning to the past. I mean something quieter. The kind of knowing that lives beneath the language. The things we once sensed clearly but then learned to forget in order to function. Remembering here isn't nostalgia, it isn't belief. It's the act of re-entering continuity with each other, with time, and with responsibility. Not through certainty, through attention. This channel exists to explore that process, not to define it, not to package it, just to make space for it to happen again. Every age has a work it must attempt. Ours, I think, is this. To learn how to hold both wonder and uncertainty without collapsing into fear, fanaticism, or numbness. We live in a moment where explanations are everywhere, but meaning feels increasingly fragile. Old myths are breaking. New myths are dangerous, and the ground beneath them is dissolving. The systems are loud, the answers are confident, and yet many of us feel increasingly unsettled, grieving things we can't name, sensing responsibilities we didn't choose, carrying questions that don't resolve cleanly. This channel doesn't promise clarity in the form of certainty. It offers something else. Careful thought, honest presence, and companionship in a world that may never fully explain itself, but still asks something of us. The remembering is my attempt to build a bridge through that dissolution, a framework for those of us who feel too human for certainty and too curious for despair. If meaning has ever dissolved beneath you, this is a place to sit and slow the world inside your chest. If awe has ever pressed against your ribs, this is a place to listen. If you've ever wondered what endures when everything else falls away, you may already be inside of the remembering. Now, let's talk about how the rest of this works. Most channels want you to watch in an order, to follow a path, reach a conclusion. This one won't. These videos are meant as gardens. You can wander, you can linger, you can leave and return. Meaning doesn't always arrive linearly. If you try to force it, you might miss what was quietly growing the whole time. Now, as for how the rest of this works, not what this channel believes, not what it's trying to prove, but how it's meant to be used. For starters, the remembering doesn't reward certainty. It rewards attention. Because without orientation, attention tends to reach for the wrong things. Answers, conclusions, reassurance. When what's actually needed is a different stance entirely. Inside these videos are seeds, not answers, not takeaways. Seeds. Seed doesn't announce what it will become. It reorganizes things quietly. Later. You may finish a video and feel nothing. That's fine. You may feel unsettled. Also fine. You may feel something click, but be unable to explain it. That's often the point. This work does not aim for immediate clarity. It aims for structural change, the kind that happens beneath the language. You don't need to watch in an order. There is a sequence. There will be arcs, long threads that build over time. But wondering isn't a mistake here. It's a method. Different entry points will create different geometries of understanding. If you feel drawn to a particular video, trust that draw. That's not randomness. That is orientation happening in real time. The science here is real. Neuroscience, physics, astronomy, psychology, evolution, systems theory. The myth is not literal. Myth here is a thinking technology, a way for us to hold complexity without flattening it. If something sounds too cosmic or woo, don't ask, is this true? Ask instead, what does this allow me to notice? This channel operates under a simple ethic: wonder without naivete and uncertainty without collapse. We don't rush to explain mystery away, but we don't surrender to it either. We stay present. That presence, honest, quiet, non-performative, is the work. You don't need to believe everything you hear. I'm not going to ask you to adopt a worldview. You don't need to believe anything at all. This is not doctrine. It's orientation. Each video is a door. Each idea a mirror. Each thread carries something ancient forward, quietly. This channel is not trying to teach you who to be. It's here to help you notice what's already been asking for your attention. So if this sounds like a place where you can breathe, the next video doesn't explain it. It begins it. Welcome to the remembering.